Welcome back to episode 22 of the Searley Talks Warriors podcast, brought to you by the legends at Ortex. On this week's episode, we're joined by second rower Jack Murchie. Cheers for jumping on, bro.
Cool, mate. Thanks for having me.
And before we get into the footy chat, you recently became a father, bro, so massive congrats on that. Unreal stuff. How have you found dad life only a few weeks in?
So it's been an amazing experience so far. Having a little girl, May is her name, and I've just been loving spending time with her and changing a few dirty nappies and that along the way, and missing a bit of sleep. But it's been amazing. Yeah, I'm loving it.
And has it been hard, bro, balancing the whole footy life with being a dad as well? You mentioned no sleep. I can imagine it gets a bit difficult.
Actually, it hasn't been too bad, to be honest. Like, my missus does a really good job, sort of like looks after the baby most of the time at night, so I can get my try to get my sleep in, I guess. But I've always got the option. There's a spare bed upstairs, so if I really need to go up there, I could. But I haven't had to do that yet. It's been okay.
Yeah, nice. And let's kick things off by going back a little bit, bro. Born in New South Wales, can you tell us a bit about your upbringing? How old were you when you first got into footy, and who was your junior club?
I'm from the south coast, New South Wales, down past Wollongong. I was born in Batemans Bay, in a little coastal town, and my junior club is the Milton Bulldogs. I started playing when I was about 6 or 7.
Yeah, nice.
And I haven't looked back since, I guess.
Did you play any other sports growing up, bro, or were you a bit of a footy head?
I played a bit of soccer when I was younger. Then I transitioned to footy and played footy growing up. I did a bit of surf life saving as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I do nippers at the beach every Sunday, and ended up working my way up to being a volunteer surf life saver, doing that, and do like little athletics and play touch football as well. So parents are pretty busy when I was a young fella on the weekends. But
I can imagine, bro. I can imagine. And you're obviously a pretty talented footballer as a kid. You played SG ball for the Roosters alongside guys like Victor Radley. Did you always play rep footy coming up through the grades? And how did you first get noticed by a side like the Roosters?
So I would play in rep teams coming up through like school and stuff in the I guess you just call it the school rep teams. And then I stopped growing for a while there, or everyone else sort of grew, and I sort of stayed the same size. So I stopped making the teams for a couple of years. And then when I think I was 16, I was playing at it's called like a country rugby league carnival where they pick like a New South Wales countryside.
Yeah.
So I was played well in that carnival and got picked up by the Roosters from there by Peter O'Sullivan was the recruitment at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So he sort of discovered me there, I guess you could say, and then ended up going to the Roosters and had an awesome season there in the SG Ball. Ended up winning the comp that year as well, the SG Ball competition. So no, it was awesome. First taste of the next level of rugby league, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and then on to the next level from that. You went on to the Raiders to play in the under-20s comp for them. So how did that move come about, bro, to make the move to Canberra?
So I did the SG Ball at the Roosters, and I come back home to Gerringong. Played under-18s for the Gerringong Lions, which is where my family had moved to at the time. Then I ended up, I was playing on the weekends. I was playing the 18s, but I'd also play in first grade off the bench for Gerringong, and the coach was Mick Cronin, the ex Parramatta legend.
Yeah. So
he was the coach, and I just had a good season with them. We ended up winning the first grade premiership. I played in the centres for Gerringong and that season, and then I sort of just got picked up from there by Canberra, went up to Canberra and started playing under 20s with them.
You certainly carved up that level, bro. You represented both New South Wales and Australia at under 20s level, and I think you got man of the match for the Blues as well. So how was that experience, bro, representing your state and country? I can imagine that was probably a bit of a dream come true for you at the time.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I was sort of like, it always been a goal of mine coming up that I wanted to play in one of those junior Australian sides and the junior New South Wales sides. And I was close a few times in school and that, but I never ended up getting picked in the team. But yeah, so to finally get picked in one of those sides was pretty massive for me. And I was lucky I had Brett White, the coach there at Canberra in the 20s, was really massive mentor for me, and still to this day one of the best coaches I've had, and great bloke off the field. So yeah, I owe a lot of that great season to him, I think.
And then following that unreal season, you were called up to the Raiders to train with their top side for the summer. And shortly after that, it was announced you'd re-signed with the club till 2020. How was that first preseason training with the NRL squad, Brian? Do you notice it's a big step up going into full-time footy? Because everyone talks about how brutal they are.
Yeah, 100%. It is a massive step up, just in terms of the well, definitely the contact, because you obviously just you go against men. And obviously, anyone who's training with NRL squad's like a good quality player. So there's that. Everyone's really competitive there, but I think it's sort of just the amount of running in the Ks you end up doing in the legs. Like, I took my lower back, I don't know, like 2 seasons to get used to it, to be honest, because I was just so sore from all the kilometers I was doing per week in the at training. But yeah, no, it was awesome to be able to transition out of 20s and straight into first grade, and yeah, it was a really good experience.
And you made your NRL debut round 19 against the Sharks, a day that's special for every footy player. So how did you find out you were going to make your debut, bro? And how special of a moment was that for you and the family?
So I found out it was like just a team meeting, and Sticky sort of got up and surprised me and told me about it, which was awesome. And then the first thing I did was ring my mum and my dad and just my family and talk to them, because at the end of the day, like I wouldn't have made it to that point without them and all the sacrifice and effort they'd all put in. Like, so yeah, they were the first people I called, and we played Sharks at Shark Park, and it was a bit of a controversial game. There was some ref call at the end, I think it was, that it was a bit controversial, and we ended up, that was they knocked us out of finals contention.
Yeah.
So it was a bit disappointing, and we didn't get the win, but no, it was still an awesome experience, and had all my friends and family there to watch, which was awesome too.
Was there anyone that you played with alongside that game or against where you thought, shit, I'm in the first grade now playing in the NRL?
All of them, really.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at the team sheet during the week for Cronulla leading into it, and I was just looking at the names of players. I was like, going, wow, like these are people that I've like watched growing up, and like they're all guns. Like, just so looking forward to going out there and mixing it with them, I guess.
Sure. And when did you make the switch from the centres into the second row, bro? Because you mentioned you played in the centres there, but I think the majority of your games in the NRL have been in the row.
Yeah, so I started off as a centre, and then when I come up to Canberra for under 20s, they sort of like saw me as a bit more of a back rower. I just had to put on some size in the gym and that to sort of fit the position. But it probably suits my second row. Probably suits my body shape and stuff. So yeah, that's where I play now. That's where the majority of my NRL games have been. But still every now and then I still fill into the centres if there's an injury in the game, or if I need to just play there for the team. I enjoy playing there. Pretty fun position, getting plenty of early ball and just carrying and stuff. It's good.
Score a few tries. Why not?
That's it.
And back to 2019, which saw you play the majority of your footy for Mounties in the New South Wales Cup, with the Raiders having an unreal season. Unfortunately, it ended in a grand final loss to the Roosters. But how was it being a part of that squad that year, bro? Because no doubt there was a real buzz around the team, given all the success you were having.
Yeah, it was pretty special. Just being a part of that squad. We had so many good players in the team, and everyone had a really tight bond, and probably sort of good for me in the position that I play, second row. Like, we had some real quality players there that I was sort of able to just sit behind and learn off, like John Bateman, Elliot Whitehead, Joe Tarpany. Like, those were the guys playing first grade week in, week out, and I was sort of just learning off those guys and getting to be a part of the experience. And it was pretty crazy actually, the way that the whole town just gets behind Canberra when they're winning and when they're on the way to that grand final. I still remember we were driving out of town on the bus to go to Sydney for the grand final, and the streets were just lined with people, cars following us all the way up the Hume Highway to Sydney, like just beeping Raiders flags, like all the way. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's unreal. You hear heaps about the Raiders fans, bro, and how passionate they are. So was that a big motivator for the team that year to kind of rep Canberra?
Yeah, it was. They think I remember we had to focus on I can't remember what year it was. There was a year where Canberra won the comp back in the 80s and the 70s, and sort of we modelled a bit of the year off that, and just some stuff around players and the way they played their footy back then and how we could play the footy now in the present. And it sort of helped, gave the boys a lot of inspiration, and we were able to speak to past players from that grand final side, and just to increase the buzz and the I don't know, just the making you want to play for that jersey and really rip in. So it showed in their results and how far the boys went.
Yeah, that's unreal. And 2020 was a pretty crazy year in the NRL, bro, with the COVID bubble and everything else going on in the world. And the Warriors in particular had it pretty tough that year. It was announced during the season that you were going to come across and help beef up our Warriors forward pack. So how did you get the opportunity to join the Warriors, and what attracted you to join the club, bro?
So I was sort of at Canberra. I think we were just looking at the comp had stopped. Yeah. And I'd been playing for Mounties in reserve grade, and then it was announced the comp was going to restart again, and I was hadn't been playing a whole lot of first grade because sort of the guys I had ahead of me at the Raiders, like some quality players in the same position as me. So I sort of left to go to the Warriors as an opportunity to get some more first grade under my belt, get more experienced, and I've always love the way the Warriors play their footy. They've got a good attacking style, and it was just a good opportunity for me. So I think I got a call from my manager. I was in the gym at Canberra, and he just said, "You'd be interested in coming to the Warriors," and I said, "Yeah, I was keen." And the next day, I packed up all my stuff and drove to Terrigal to meet him at the training base. I was staying at the Star of the Sea, in Terrigal, and I just met him there, and then trained with them that week, and then ended up debuting that first game against St. George for the Warriors. So pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I think it was like 9 days after you joined the team, 18-0 win. How hard is it to come into a team new like that and then play straight away, bro? Is it a bit weird, or do the boys just get around you?
It is a little bit weird to start with, like, just because you're getting to know people and everything's so fresh. But yeah, the boys make it pretty easy to get around you. Like, once you learn a couple of the intricacies of the team, like the defensive structures and how they want to attack and stuff, you get that down pat. And a lot of it's just effort areas, just ripping in for the boys. But it's pretty easy. I had some good leaders at the club at the time, like players that had been around for a long time. So I was playing outside Blake Green for a lot of those earlier games, and he's obviously very experienced first grader, played a lot of games all around the world. So no, it sort of made it easier for me.
Sure. And one performance in particular from that season that stood out was your game against the Bulldogs. I think you scored 2 tries and had a try assist as well. That must be a game that you look back on with some pretty fond memories.
Yeah, I love that game, I got that jersey framed up at home with a few photos from the game and score and stuff. But that was a really fun one. Got to score some tries and just really enjoy my footy. So I really, really enjoyed that game. Probably one of my funnest games of my career so far, I reckon.
For sure. And then over the past 2 seasons, 21 and 22, you've added another 22 caps to your tally for the Warriors, scoring 7 tries in total and putting in some impressive performances. So how have you found your time at the club since joining, and what have you enjoyed the most about playing for the Warriors?
So I really enjoyed my time with the Warriors so far. It's a shame that we've been stuck in Australia the whole time, because I'm still yet to play at Mount Smart, even though I've been in the club for however many years. But I've just enjoyed the way I've grown as a player. Like, it's given me the club's put a lot of faith in me to go out there and do a job, and I've just really enjoyed growing as a person, as a player, and enjoyed spending time with the boys away from the field as well. Got a good little crew at the Warriors, and all the staff and that amazing as well. So really enjoyed my time.
And over the last few weeks, you've been starting in the second row and combining well on attack with Shaun Johnson, running some nice lines off him. So how have you found that partnership, bro, and playing more consistent 80 minutes over the past month or so?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I love playing outside Shaun. He's silky player, obviously done it all in the game, and he's just real talent. So it makes my job easy. I'll just run the lines, and he really just puts me into the space. So I love playing with Shawnee.
And you touched on it a bit earlier, but this will be your first game back at Mount Smart when the boys take on the Doggies. So how excited are you to get out there and make your Warriors debut, I guess, in front of your home crowd?
Yeah, it would be amazing. I remember a couple of weeks ago, the first homecoming game.
Yeah.
I was there for that, and it was just the atmosphere was crazy. Fans getting around the boys. So I know how excited the boys are to get back this week and play again in front of the fans. So yeah, really looking forward to it, and hopefully get that win.
For sure. And do you notice a bit of a lift within the boys whenever they come back to New Zealand?
Yeah, for sure. I know for a lot of the boys that have been away from their families or just hadn't been home in a while, it was massive getting back for that first home game against Tigers. Just the buzz as well, even the staff that work around at the club, like just obviously being really weird them being back in New Zealand working, but then the players not being there.
Yeah.
So just everyone being there at the club and interacting with each other. Like I've been in the club for 3 years and there's still like heaps of the staff that I'd never met before because I'd never been to New Zealand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. It was just really good being back in like our own facilities, like just feeling at home, and yeah, the boys really enjoy it. So yeah, looking forward to it.
It's good to hear. And the Bulldogs have been playing some good footy over the past few weeks. So what do you think will be the keys to getting the dub against them on Friday?
Yeah, they have been playing well, the Bulldogs. I think it's hard to say. I think we just got to start at effort areas. Hey, everything come off the back of that. If we're working hard for each other, ripping in, like there's stuff. Some of the more, I know what you say, like more of the technical stuff. I'd say like that'll come, but just got to get the effort areas right. We focus on that. That'll take us a long way.
And 4 games left in the season, bro. In terms of personal goals for you, what would you like to achieve before the end of the year? Is it just to keep playing good footy?
Yeah, keep trying to play consistent footy, and I think I think I like 38 games now, so maybe get to 40 games this year. Like I know I won't be able to get to 50 games this year, but yeah, maybe get to 50, 52 games this year be good goal.
Nice. And a few quick fire questions for you now, bro. A bit more chilled. What are your favorite things to do outside of footy?
I don't mind playing a bit of golf.
Yeah.
I used to be a couple of years ago. I used to play Fortnite and Apex Legends and that a lot on the PlayStation, but I actually sold my PlayStation a while ago, so I haven't played that in a bit. But yeah, probably golf, and if I'm back home on the coast, I'll go surfing a bit. Yeah, every now and then.
Seems like all the boys, it's either golf or gaming, bro.
Yeah, 100%. They all love it.
And 3 people, dead or alive, you'd like to go to dinner with if you had the chance.
Go Russel Crowe.
Yeah.
I love some of his movies like Gladiator and that. Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, freak. I'll go Kelly Slater. Another goat.
Yeah, another go. That's unreal. And if you could play for any other professional sports team in the world, who would it be and why?
Oh, these are meant to be quick fire. I'm having to think about these.
No, you're good, bro.
Another team. Yeah, I'll play for the Lakers. It'd be hectic.
Yeah.
I've been watching there's a show on HBO at the moment. Oh, it's been up for a couple of weeks about the Showtime Lakers in the 80s or 70s, the dynasty. Yeah, so cool. Like just the whole city loves them, and yeah, it'd just be hectic to say a Laker, I reckon.
Yeah, I've been watching that too. It's bloody good, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty mad. I hope they do season 2.
Have to watch that for sure. And any pre-game superstitions or rituals, bro? Anything like weird you have to do the night before a game or before you run out?
Nah, not really. I sort of just try to get a good night's sleep and have a good breakfast in the morning of the game. And probably the one thing I don't like to go out and do too much. So like some boys won't mind like if it's a late night game, like going out and doing stuff, or just like getting out and about. I sort of just like to chill. I'll just lay down and watch movies and stuff all day, just relax and just not think about footy for that whole day leading into it.
Yeah, fair. And one player from the Warriors you wouldn't want to room with, bro?
Um,
I think Jazz has been the answer for about 99% of people.
nah, I'll go you and Aiken.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'd probably get annoyed at each other. Have to move rooms.
Fair
We
enough.
like brothers, but we fight like brothers too. So,
Right there. And run it straight challenge, bro. You have to run it straight at one Warriors player. Who would you least like to run it at?
um, probably Adam. He's pretty big.
Yeah, that's what everyone says, eh? The big fella. And a couple listener questions, bro. The first one was, what's it like playing and training under Ricky Stewart? Is he really like what you see on TV?
Yeah, he's all right. He's not too bad to be fair. Like he's got a little bit of a blow up in him, but like he's all like he just wants to get the best out of his players, and like you can tell he's getting the reason why he's blowing up is because he really cares like about what's going on. So no, yeah, he's all right.
And the majority of the questions were about where you'll be playing your footy next year. I won't stitch you up, but when can fans kind of expect to hear from you what jersey you'll be rocking in 2023?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I've got to make a decision on it probably sooner rather than later. But yeah, I've obviously got a young family now, and I'm from the south coast of New South Wales. Yeah, down near Wollongong, like I said. So yeah, I've probably got a few things to weigh up in terms of what I'm going to do and what that looks like for my family and what would be best for us. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying my time with the Warriors, and I would love to get back over to New Zealand and really get to live there and get to explore the place properly. So we'll see what happens, and I guess we'll find out in the next couple of weeks.
Sounds good, bro. Well, that's it from me. So thanks for jumping on to have a chat and telling us a bit more about your career so far. Good luck for the game against the Doggies this weekend, and look forward to watching the boys get the win at Mount Smart on Friday night. Cheers, bro.
Legend, bro. Shot.